My boyfriend said, "You're too predictable. Even my ex had more personality than you." I replied, "Noted." So I stopped checking on him, stopped asking, stopped caring. 3 days later, he walked into my place and froze when he saw who was sitting with my roommates, waiting for him. I'm Lisa, 32, and I'd been dating Kyle for about 14 months when he decided to compare me to his ex. We'd met at a friend's birthday party, hit it off over a shared taste in music, started dating pretty quickly. He worked as a graphic designer. I'm in project management, normal relationship stuff, dinners, movies, weekend trips. I thought things were solid. The comparison happened on a Tuesday night at his apartment. I'd brought over Chinese food after work like I usually did on Tuesdays. He'd been weird all evening, distant, scrolling on his phone more than usual. "Something wrong?" I asked halfway through dinner. "No, just tired. Long day at work." "Yeah." We ate in silence for a bit. Then he put down his chopsticks and looked at me. "Can I be honest about something?" "Of course." "You're really predictable, Lisa." Like, I always know exactly what you're going to do. Tuesday, Chinese food. Friday, movie night. Saturday morning coffee run. It's the same routine every week. I thought you liked routines. You're the one who suggested Friday as movie night. I did, but I didn't mean for it to become this rigid thing. It's just, you're so safe, so boring. That word hit different. Boring. I try to make plans. You make the same plans over and over. Even my ex had more personality than you. At least he was spontaneous. I set down my food. Your ex? The one who cheated on you twice and forgot your birthday? That's not the point. Then what is the point? The point is I need someone with more, I don't know, edge, excitement. You're just so predictable. I stood up, started gathering my things. "What are you doing?" he asked. "Being predictable. You just told me I'm boring compared to your ex. I'm not staying to hear more." "Lisa, don't be like that. I'm trying to be honest so we can work on it." "Noted. I'll work on being less boring." I left and drove home to the apartment I shared with two roommates, Marcus and Dev. They were both in the living room playing video games when I walked in. "You look pissed," Marcus said. "Kyle called me boring, said his ex had more personality." Dev paused the game. "His ex, who he calls a narcissistic nightmare every other week?" "That's the one." "What did you say?" Marcus asked. "Nothing much. I just left." I went to my room, sat on my bed, and did something I should have done weeks ago. Kyle had been acting distant for about a month, always on his phone, vague about plans, emotionally checked out. I opened Instagram and searched for his ex. His name was Talia. It took me about 5 minutes to find her profile. Public account, lots of gym selfies and inspirational quotes. Then I scrolled through her followers, found Kyle's account, and started checking his activity. He'd been liking her posts, not just recent ones. He'd gone back and liked photos from months ago. Comments, too. Flirty comments. "Looking good" on a mirror selfie from 3 weeks ago. "Missed this smile" on one from last month. I screenshotted everything. I didn't know what I'd do with it yet, but I saved it. That night, I made a decision. If Kyle thought I was predictable, I'd show him what unpredictable looked like. No more Tuesday Chinese food. No more checking in during the day. No more planning weekend trips. No more being the stable, reliable girlfriend he clearly didn't appreciate. I just stopped. Update 1, Wednesday. I didn't text Kyle at all. Usually I'd send a good morning text, check in at lunch, ask about his evening. Not that day. Nothing. He texted me around noon. "Hey, you okay?" I didn't respond. At 3 p.m. "Lisa, are you mad about last night?" Still nothing. At 7 p.m. "Can you please answer me? I'm worried." I finally replied at 8:30. "I'm fine. Just giving you the unpredictability you wanted." That's not what I meant. Noted. Thursday was the same. Minimal contact. He tried calling twice. I declined both calls and sent them to voicemail. He left messages saying we needed to talk, that he didn't mean to hurt me, that he wanted to explain. I didn't listen to them. Friday morning, Marcus asked what was going on. "Kyle's been texting me asking if you're okay," he said. "He sounds freaked out." "Good," I said. "What's your play here?" "No play. He thinks I'm boring, so I'm being less available. Let him miss the boring routine." "That's cold." "That's unpredictable." Dev overheard from the kitchen. "Wait, are you actually trying to teach him a lesson, or are you just being petty?" "Can it be both?" Friday evening, Kyle showed up at our apartment. Marcus answered the door, then knocked on my bedroom door. "He's here." "Tell him I'm busy." Marcus went back to the living room. I could hear them talking through the door. "Where is she?" Kyle asked. "She's not feeling up to visitors." Marcus, this is ridiculous. We need to talk. Maybe you should have thought about that before calling her boring. I didn't. Okay, I did. But I didn't mean it like it came out. Can you please just tell her I'm here? She knows you're here. She doesn't want to see you. I heard him sigh loudly. Fine. Tell her to call me when she's ready to be an adult about this. He left. Marcus came back to my room. He seems genuinely upset. He compared me to his cheating ex, I said. He can handle being upset for a few days. Fair enough. That night, I did more digging. I checked Kyle's Twitter, his Facebook, his Instagram stories. Nothing obvious, but I noticed he'd been tagging locations lately that he'd never mentioned to me. A bar downtown on Monday night, a different bar last Thursday, a restaurant I'd never heard of last Saturday. I went back through his Instagram photos and found one from 2 weeks ago at the downtown bar, tagged with 2 friends and Talia. She was in the group photo. He'd cropped it so she was barely visible, but she was there. I screenshotted that too. Update 2. Saturday morning, I woke up to 12 texts from Kyle. Most were apologies. Some were accusations that I was being childish. A few were him trying to explain that his comment had been taken out of context. The last one, sent at 2 a.m., read, I know I hurt you. I'm sorry. Can we please just talk? I replied at 10 a.m. Come by tomorrow around 6. We'll talk. Thank you. I'll be there. I spent Saturday afternoon preparing. I called Marcus and Dev into my room and showed them the screenshots I'd collected, the Instagram likes, the comments, the photo with Talia. Holy hell, Dev said. He's been seeing her. Don't know for sure, I said. But he's been interacting with her a lot and lying about where he's been. So what's the plan for tomorrow? Marcus asked. I want you guys to be here when he shows up, both of you in the living room. Why? Because I want witnesses for what happens next, I said, and because I've invited someone else. Who? Talia. They both stared at me. You invited his ex? Dev said. I messaged her this morning, I said. Told her Kyle's been reaching out, things are messy, and I wanted to clear the air face to face. And? She said her boyfriend's been dealing with Kyle's messages for weeks and wants it to stop. So she agreed to come and make it clear she's not interested. Marcus started laughing. That's insane. That's unpredictable, I said. This is either going to be legendary or a complete disaster, he said. Probably both. Sunday came faster than I expected. I spent most of the day restless, pacing between my room and the kitchen, replaying conversations in my head. Talia confirmed she was coming at 5:30, half an hour before Kyle was supposed to show up. I wanted her there first. I wanted him to walk in and immediately realize this wasn't a normal let's talk conversation. At 5:25, there was a knock on the door. Marcus answered it. Talia, he said, sounding unsure. That's me. She stepped inside, confident but clearly tired. She was exactly what I expected. Fit, stylish, the kind of woman who knew she got attention without trying. She smelled faintly of perfume and confidence. I'm Lisa, I said, standing up. Yeah, she replied, giving a small, sympathetic smile. I figured. Thanks for coming. Honestly, I'm glad you reached out, she said. This has been getting uncomfortable. She sat on the couch. Marcus and Dev hovered in the kitchen, pretending to argue about what to cook for dinner, while very obviously listening. So, I said, sitting across from her, he's been persistent? She let out a breath. Yeah, it started a few months ago. Likes on old posts. Then messages. Just checking in. Hope you're doing well. Stuff like that. And you shut it down? Repeatedly, she said. I told him I'm in a relationship. I told him to stop. Then he started showing up at my gym, twice in the last 2 weeks. That lines up, I said. She raised an eyebrow. With what? With when he started acting distant with me. She shook her head. I don't know why he's doing this, but I want it to stop. My boyfriend's already had enough of it. Right on cue, there was another knock at the door. Marcus straightened. That'll be Kyle. He opened the door. Hey, Kyle said. Is Lisa here? Living room. Kyle walked in smiling, relief on his face, until he saw Talia on the couch. He stopped cold. His expression shifted in seconds. Confusion, recognition, shock, panic, then anger. What is this? He asked quietly. This, I said calmly, is me being unpredictable. He looked at me. Lisa, what the hell? You kept comparing me to Talia, I said. So I thought we should all talk. Clear the air. Talia, he said sharply, why are you here? She stood up. Because you won't leave me alone. What? He scoffed. That's not... You've sent me 15 messages in the last 3 weeks, she said, cutting him off. You've liked every photo I've posted going back months. You showed up at my gym twice. I was just being friendly. That's not friendly, she said. That's intrusive. I told you I'm not interested. He turned to me. You went through my phone? I didn't have to, I said. Your Instagram is public. Your comments are public. The photo of you at that bar with Talia 2 weeks ago, also public. You just cropped her out when you posted it. That was a group thing, he snapped. That you never mentioned to me, I said evenly, along with the other times you've been hanging around places she goes. He opened his mouth, then closed it. So here's what's going to happen, I continued. You're going to leave. We're done. And you're going to stop contacting Talia. Her boyfriend already knows what's been going on. If this continues, they'll handle it officially. This is insane, Kyle said. You're both insane. No, I said. I'm being clear. You wanted unpredictability. Surprise. Talia crossed her arms. I'm done being polite about this. No more messages, no more showing up places. We've been over for years. His face flushed. I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe you spent weeks flirting with your ex while telling me I was boring, I said. Guess we're both surprised. He grabbed his jacket, his jaw tight. You're manipulative. You set this up to humiliate me. I set this up to get the truth, I said, and I got it. He looked at Talia one last time. You didn't have to come. Yes, she said calmly. I did. Kyle stormed out, slamming the door behind him. The apartment went quiet. Talia exhaled slowly. Thank you. Seriously. I'm sorry you got dragged into this, I said. Honestly, she said, I'm relieved. My boyfriend's been patient, but this was starting to cross lines. She left about 20 minutes later, giving me a quick hug before she went. Marcus and Dev finally emerged from the kitchen. That, Marcus said, was the most dramatic breakup I've ever witnessed. Was it too much? I asked. No, Dev said. He needed to hear it from both of you. Update 3. The next few days were messy. Kyle tried texting, calling, even showed up at my office building. He waited in the lobby and refused to leave. When the receptionist asked him to go, he raised his voice. Security escorted him out. My manager asked if I wanted to file a report. I said I'd handle it. He sent long emails saying everything was innocent, that he'd just been stressed, that Talia was an old friend, that I'd humiliated him for no reason. I forwarded the emails to Talia. She sent me screenshots of his messages to her and gave me permission to use them if he kept escalating. I sent him one final message. Talia shared screenshots of your messages. If you contact me again or show up at my work, I'll file a formal report. Leave me alone. He stopped. 2 weeks later, his best friend Melissa called me. We'd always gotten along, and she sounded uncomfortable. Lisa, I need to tell you something. Kyle asked me not to, but I think you should know. What's up? He's been telling people you were controlling, that you staged the whole thing with Talia to humiliate him. That's not what happened. I know, she said quickly. I saw his Instagram activity before you broke up. He deleted comments after, but I'd already noticed. He was chasing her. Why are you telling me this? Because he tried contacting Talia's boyfriend at work yesterday, she said. It didn't go well. I don't want him dragging more people into his version of events. Is Talia okay? Yeah, her boyfriend shut it down hard. Thanks for telling me, I said. I appreciate it. Final update. It's been 4 months since everything happened. Life's calmer now. Better, actually. I'm dating someone new. His name is Adam. We met at a coffee shop, completely organic, no drama. He's a middle school teacher. He thinks my Tuesday Chinese food habit is sweet, not boring. Funny how different people see the same things. Talia and I stayed friendly. Her boyfriend, Samuel, thanked me directly for helping shut everything down. According to him, Kyle hasn't contacted her since. Kyle moved back to his hometown after losing his job during layoffs. He emailed me once, saying he'd been in therapy and wanted closure. It was mostly apologies wrapped in excuses. I didn't respond. I sleep fine at night. Kyle didn't want excitement. He wanted permission to keep one foot in his past while enjoying the stability of the present. When I stopped being predictable, when I forced the truth into the open, I became the villain in his story. That's fine. Better to be the villain who respects herself than the placeholder in someone else's narrative. When someone tells you you're not exciting enough, they're usually telling you they've already checked out. Kyle wasn't bored with Tuesday Chinese food. He was bored with commitment. Everything he called boring, Adam calls trustworthy. And it turns out that's exactly the kind of boring that builds something real. A week ago, Marcus asked me if I regretted how I handled everything. Maybe it was dramatic, I said. But he'd been lying for weeks, meeting up with her, flirting online, comparing me to her. I could have confronted him privately and let him twist the story. Instead, I forced everything into the open with someone who confirmed what he'd been doing. Did it work? Marcus asked. Yes, he nodded. Fair. And hey, Dev added from the couch, you got clarity instead of confusion. They were right. Adam and I are taking things slow. He appreciates consistency. He likes that I follow through on plans. He finds it attractive that I'm straightforward. Everything Kyle called boring, Adam calls dependable. Kyle wanted someone with personality. What he really didn't want was someone with enough self-respect to call out his behavior. He's probably telling another version of the story now, one where he's the victim and I'm the villain. That's fine. Everyone who mattered was there. Everyone who saw it unfold knows the truth. I'm not the one who has to keep rewriting my past to justify my actions. I'm not the one who had to uproot my life to escape the consequences of my choices. I'm just the woman who brought Chinese food on Tuesdays, paid attention when something felt off, and had the spine to walk away when respect disappeared. Turns out that kind of predictable builds something real.